What's up, Smallville fans? Do you like rating and reviewing your favorite podcasts? Of course you don't. Why would you? It's a podcast. It's free. Why be inconvenienced by hopping on iTunes and throwing some stars towards your favorite podcast? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it helps your digital buddies out. That's right, folks. Smallville Freaks needs your help spreading the word. It'll only take a few moments to hop online, throw us some stars, tell us how we're doing, what's good, what's not good, and why you love Smallville. Thanks everyone for your time and support, and we look forward to having you join us at our favorite tiny little town, Smallville.
This is a podcast presented by Hard to Find Media. Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it.
Bee faces and student body presidents on this episode of Smallville Freaks.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I can handle it.
You're the one always telling me I need to find my destiny. Well, one thing's for certain, it's not here in Kansas. You saved my life.
He's a rather extraordinary young man. Don't you think?
Hello and welcome back to Smallville Freaks, a podcast 15 years too late. I am your host, Mike Kelly, along with
Jason Lamb.
and we are discussing episode 18 of Smallville Season 1 called
Drown.
What I do. I'll tell you what I want. Let's get into it.
All right, so what's the overview?
So, this stupid, ridiculous, boring-ass episode
Definitely a filler episode.
is about this woman who, I didn't even catch her name. She wants to be the student body president because she's a fucking nerd. They make it very clear. They put a lot of fucking acne on her face that's clearly fake.
Right.
And she can control bees for no reason.
Wasn't there an episode previously where there was a guy who could control bugs?
Yeah, it was like episode 2.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was controlling bees and controlling, I think it was mostly bees, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So
it's
this is the second time we've seen
second
a bee controlling.
episode
Yeah.
in the first season, which is wow, guys.
Lazy.
You're really not coming up with any ideas here.
Lazy writing.
Very lazy writing, but let's talk about it. So we've got the election for student body president happening at Smallville High. We got Felice up for fucking student body president. I think she's, I don't know, a cheerleader, kind of popular girl, whatever. She's
Really? I don't remember.
Felice.
Anyway,
like,
it's a forgettable
she
episode.
was that one that was talking all the sass. She was the sassy one,
Yeah.
and eventually died because Bee Lady had all the bees go kill her in her car. This is a fucking stupid episode.
Yeah.
And we got Paul, who is like, I want to do it. I'm a nerd. I'm really good at the student body. I can do it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say negative things about student body people and that you're not nerds, okay? You were stereotyped in this episode, and I'm sorry.
I'm going to say it was CW's attempt to diversify their cast by having an Asian character who was running for student body
that was
president.
cool. I like to see that, but like at the same time, it was just kind of like, I'm boo-boo, student body. Stupid episode. All right,
Yeah.
so let's move on. So then Clark was nominated by Pete. Pete was like, oh, Clark, I think you'd be perfect for this. Makes no sense. Why would Pete think that Clark would be good for student body?
Also, how does that work? So, like, it's been a very long time since I've been in high school, but, like, how do you just nominate
Has it been
somebody?
a long time? I don't think it's been that long.
How do you just...
Maybe it's like...
Maybe like 15 years, I don't know. But, like, how do you nominate somebody for student body president? Like, against their will?
It's interesting how this episode made it so easy to just be like, I just made you a nominee, and like putting posters up and stuff. Like, I have no idea how that shit works.
Right.
I think it's a TV show, movie thing. I feel like when I was in high school, there was a whole process behind it. Like you had to have had a certain amount of like add-ups of, being a president of a club or something for a while, and then you earn your status to be nominated.
To be nominated.
Oh shit! To nominated. God, this episode. Okay,
yeah, there's a lady that controls killer bees.
She controls killer bees.
That's the summation of this episode.
And she can make faces out of them, and we'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about Lex. Lex talks to Clark and convinces Clark that it's a good idea to try to be the student body president because he was like, oh, I did that.
But he cheated, right? He's like, don't do what I did, Clark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, of course Clark's not going to cheat.
Yeah.
But it's like, why are we even talking about this?
Yeah.
Like Clark, if you were to tell me from the episodes we've seen so far of this season that Clark should be student body president.
But Clark's dad was also just like, oh, I think it's a great idea, son.
Well, yeah, he's like, oh, that would be progressive. What?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. He has no right to even be in that category, and Pete's so proud. The entire time, Pete is so proud. He's like, I nominated you. I got you. Oh, here's the posters.
Right.
Stupid. Anyway, so Lex had won that, and he was just like, yeah, you should do it. And then they start talking about the goddamn Man of Tomorrow so many times. And yes, we're going to get into that in the drinking game. Clark? The Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
At Smallville High? Who? Okay, I know he saves a lot of people. All right? From their deaths so far in the season and all that. But the school has never recognized him as a goddamn fucking hero.
That's true.
So now all of a sudden they're like his slogan is Man of Tomorrow? That makes no goddamn sense to me. Also, let's talk about this bee lady.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Her bee relations are related to fucking...
Relations. She's had bee relations.
Her bee relations are due to fucking meteor rocks? I have not heard that.
Oh, yeah. No, they never actually mentioned that.
This is another episode where they just fucking
happens to just control bees. No reason at all.
No.
Yeah.
And there's been episodes prior to this where it's like, I think you're just supposed to think it's related to the meteor rocks.
Right.
But they don't ever say it. And last episode where the guy fell from the building and then there was the meteor rock in his fucking wrist.
Yeah.
You clearly saw it. They zoomed in on that.
No, for this one there wasn't any. She just, unlike the insect guy that we had before.
She's just a bee whisperer.
Whisperer. Yeah.
So fucking weird. Let's see what else we got in this stupid episode. Okay. So Chloe she's not biased in this. She's not rooting for Clark to be president because she knows Paul is better.
Yeah, she picks
suited.
Yeah, she picks Paul
because he's clearly the class president type.
Yeah,
Clark. So she's the only part of this whole fucking episode that makes sense because she's just like, I'm not going to root for you, Clark, because Paul is clearly the right. You're not. All the things I said before about Clark not being suited for this.
Right.
She says that.
Yeah.
And it's just makes sense. But anyway, she roots for him and he wins. Paul wins, which is good. But she kills people with bees. She sends them to...
She makes faces with bees.
She makes faces with... Oh my God. In her barn, she was like, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to get it? How am I going to get the student body presidency? And
bees.
Then the bees,
obviously.
The bees form a figure of a man, like a old white man, and it just smiles at her, and she smiles back at it. It's the most fucking weird thing I think I've seen in recent television, and I'm in 2018 right now.
Yes. They don't really do Freak of the Week shows anymore, unless I'm forgetting something that's on TV right now.
Well, there's a lot of CW shows that are probably doing weird shit, but this is bonkers fucking weird.
Yeah.
So this weird old white man in the shape of bees smiles at her, and she's like, all right, go kill Martha Kent. So that way Clark can just be threatened by me.
Sure, yeah.
Okay?
You've got to have the conflict there. What drives Clark?
But you're accepting of her ploy to kill Martha when she's cutting down the grass and
it's so stupid.
It's stupid as shit. And so Clark saves her and like was like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of the bees." And then the bees kill the bee lady and stupid. I don't want to talk about bees anymore.
It's a terrible episode. Okay.
Anyway,
moving on.
That is literally the episode. The only other thing about the overview is that Lana, she's obviously running the Talon. She wants to restore it. She wants to make a movie theater. It apparently has a movie theater inside of it, but she wants to restore it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's worth mentioning because she is because that comes into play for later episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. Let's move on to drama, and it's pretty slim, I should say.
Trust me, you don't want to know me the way you think you do.
Clark, that's my decision to make.
The Talon is having low customers. So So like there's not a lot of people coming into the Talon. I'm not sure exactly why they said why. I think that was just under their breath. They just said it and whatever. People aren't going to the Talon. So that's why Lana wants to restore it and like make the theater fucking thriving again, I'm sure. But like she's all bummed about that. So I'm going to put that in the drama category because she's brooding basically and tells Clark that it's really bumming her out. But then Clark at the same time is like, I don't know what to do about the student body presidency thing. And she's like, I will help you. So it brings Clark and Lana into a position where they're being one-on-one again, kind of like, oh, I'll help you with your homework kind of a thing.
Yeah,
right?
Just friends.
Just friends. And while I think Lana is still with Whitney, technically.
Yes.
But we're not really, they're not talking about that at all. So she's like, oh, I'll help you. And so basically this gives opportunity for them to flirt. And you can see it in the episode. And Clark also tells Chloe, this is a thing that happens real quick, okay? It's hinting at a Clark and Chloe type of a thing.
Right.
This is leading towards something like that where Clark does tell Chloe that she's been, quote unquote, constant in his life.
Yeah.
And that was, I think that was a very, like, on purpose, like, nugget to toss in.
A little nug.
It was a nug, and I think that the reason that nug was placed in was because of something that we see that comes later. And I don't mean it to be, if you've never seen the show, you clearly have. You're listening to this stupid podcast. But, you know, like, Clark and Chloe, you kind of want that to work out. And
she's much better than Lana. Lana's fucking lame. I hate Lana. She's my least favorite character on the entire show.
Don't worry, we're going to have some side episodes where we talk about, like, how our feelings are about certain characters and about how they are in real life today.
Yeah.
At the end of this episode, Lana helps Clark finally figure out his speech for the student body, which is fucking garbage at the end. And he starts talking in the barn, and it's like they fade out.
Because it's so bad, they have to fade out.
They fade out while he's talking about it. Dumb. But I know I've been saying that this shit's been so stupid. I love Smallville. Okay? It's the reason why this podcast is existing.
Yep.
But this episode goddamn sucks. Let's get on to the drinking game, and you'll really understand why this episode is trash.
The party can officially begin. The Luthors are here.
So for the drinking game, it's pretty slim, I have to say. Like it's such a bad episode. There's not even a lot to drink to.
This is
as far as like our drinking game is concerned.
As far as our drinking game goes, you'll walk out of this episode not only bummed that you watched it, but also sober still.
Yeah. So unlike the previous episode, we were very light on the father and son. So we got 2 father and son mentions.
Probably 1 son and 1 father. Right.
4 with the foreshadowing with Clark.
The Man of Tomorrow.
They mention it at least 3 times, and Clark shows up out of nowhere at least once. Again, like maybe you have a different tally than I do.
Shots.
But shots. Do shots for this one.
You know what? Do doubles.
Yeah. I mean,
because this episode sucks.
You might black out, but you'll still be good.
All right.
That leads us into geek lore.
This is Smallville. Meteor freaks, alien ships, cryptic symbols. Someone has to protect the world.
So for this one, we've got a couple. Just one. There was a Superman villain called Hive. Actually, it first premiered in Teen Titans by like Marv Wolfman back in like the early 80s, I want to say.
Oh, damn. Okay. It's about bees?
It's about bees.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know if they actually based it on this because it's like such a lame version of that character if they did. But Hive stands for Hierarchy of International Vengeance and Extermination.
Holy shit.
And it's basically about like a queen bee who can control lots of bees / like humans that were manipulated into being bees, whatever. And I feel like it's worth mentioning in the geek lore that we've had a villain that controlled bees.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we didn't do it for episode 2 when he had control of all those bees, then we got to do it now.
Right. Most recently in like, I think it was like the New 52, she was a villain. The queen bee.
Also, they didn't mention her name in this episode. Or maybe they did and I missed it, but like...
Yeah, I think I missed that too. She was just a random bee controlling person.
With no apparent background to kryptonite or meteors.
But thus ends geek lore for
That's
this
pretty
episode.
much it. Yeah, it's a solid stop at that moment.
I'm to help create the look of the show, to tell the story visually.
So we've got Margaret Moreau, who most recently was in Wet Hot American Summer.
The show.
The show.
Yeah.
The two
most
different
recently,
shows. Yes.
So she was from the movie as well.
Yes, and she was from the movie around the same time. So 2001 was when Wet Hot American Summer premiered.
That was around this time.
Yeah.
And she was dating Paul Rudd in the movie, and Paul Rudd plays an Ant-Man.
So we're going to talk about Bugs, the Ant-Man.
She's all about bugs.
Yeah, I think she's worth mentioning because you might have seen her in The Mighty Ducks or D2.
Oh my god. She was the goalie. She took over for Goldberg in that.
Yep.
And like showed him up basically. Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, so Margaret Moreau, she's great. She also plays a very good character in this episode where she's trying to blackmail Lex sort of with...
Right.
She's a journalist who's like...
very like Lois Lane vibe.
She's writing an expose on him, and she's good in it.
Yeah, she's okay. I feel like she was just kind of written in, and she just kind of showed up and did her thing. And
yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry, listeners. Guess what? We are in the last fucking stretch of the season. We've got Lionel and Lex going head to head super hard coming up. We've got probably one more filler after this, or two. Don't know. These shows go on for fucking 30 episodes a season. But we are working our way towards the end. And I swear to God, we are going to get there.
We're going to finish it.
And it's going to be glorious. My name is Mike Pelly.
My name's Jason Lamb.
Jason, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at JTL_hell.
You can find me on all the social stupid platforms under Mike Pelly with a Y. We are done right now, but we will be back.
This has been a podcast presented by
Hard to Find Media.
Subscribe to Hard to Find Media on youtube.com/Hard to Find Media Network. This shit is free. Share it. Blast it.